Yo, what is up, my Petri dishes? This is another episode of Petri's World, and this time we're doing something a little different. I told you we're going to keep mixing it up with the type of videos we're putting out, but this week we are doing a root beer review. Try to say that 5 times. Root beer review. We're doing a root beer review, and we're going to figure out what is the best root beer in the entire world. So I went to the store, I bought all the root beers I could find. Obviously, I'm missing some pretty known ones. So if you have a favorite root beer that's not listed currently in my little list of root beers sitting in front of you, go down in the comment section, tell me what root beer I should have put in here, what's the best root beer out there, and next time I'll try to make sure I pick up one of those and taste that as well. So, to get right into it, we're gonna start off a little bit of Stewart's action. This one is, it's a pretty well-known root beer. It has 38 grams of sugar, so lower than some of the other ones, but we're gonna give it a little taste. So here we go, first root beer. Cheers. Okay, not too bad. I mean, that's a pretty stereotypical root beer taste. It has there's kind of this weird flavor in the middle there that I'm not a huge fan of. It's kind of tangy and tangy. I mean, very rooty. I guess, that's in the name, but this is a very rooty drink. Root beer actually comes from the sassafras plant, which is kind of known well in the Kentucky area. It's a pretty cool plant. It's one of the only plants in Kentucky. There's 3 different types of leaves on one tree. It's kind of cool. Next, we just have a staple root beer right here, A&W. One of the best known, most famous root beers there is, probably. We'll give it a go, see how it tastes. Okay. Now we're talking. Now that's a good root beer. I would say that A&W is everything that the Stewart is, minus the bad stuff. So like the A&W doesn't have that weird taste I didn't like. It's a little fuller, a little bit more creamy. Highly recommend the A&W over the Stewart's for now. Next, we're getting into Boylan Bottling Company. That's fun. Boylan Bottling Company. We're gonna see what Boylan Bottling Company has to offer. Never heard of this root beer. Don't know what it is. Couldn't tell you anything about it. We're gonna check in on it, see how it tastes. So here we go. Oh, that is horrendous. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is the worst root beer I've ever had in my entire life. I personally did not know that root beer could taste that bad. That is awful. Up next is the Sprikers, made in Wisconsin. It's another craft root beer, so it could be a very interesting flavor profile. Probably not going to be, as standard as like your Stewart's, your IBC, your A&W, but we'll give it a go and see what we think. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is like the A&W, but creamier and fuller, super intense flavor profile. There's complexity to it. This is, wow, polar opposite to the Boylan. This is refreshing, it's full, it's delicious. This may be the best root beer I've ever had. Very, very good. Now we have the IBC. So the IBC root beer is, another pretty staple, well-known root beer. Interested to see what this one's like. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this one, compared to the Sprikers, they all taste just kind of bland. It's a bland version of the Sprikers. It's like the A&W, but yeah, it's like the A&W, but not as full. It doesn't have that flavor that I didn't like in the Stewart, so I'd probably rate it above the Stewart's. But there's not much to it. I mean, it's a staple root beer. If you like A&W, you're gonna like IBC. Not necessarily Stewart's because it has that weird note in it, but IBC is it's very good. It's just not as full as the Sprikers. It doesn't have that same creamy taste to it. So, last we have the Sprikers Maple. It says made with pure maple syrup root beer. So I saw this at the store, was super interested, never even heard of this. I've heard of Sprikers before, had never heard of the maple version. So I'd heard of Sprikers, had never heard of the maple version, so not completely sure what to expect. Can't really smell the maple syrup, but I mean, it could be an interesting flavor. I'm sure it's still gonna have that kind of that creaminess, but we'll give it a go. Oh, that's the best one yet. By far the best one yet. It's so good. Yes, it has that creamy taste from the Sprikers, but with that little extra added flavor. I guess it's the maple. It doesn't taste completely different than the regular Sprikers, but just enough where it adds some complexity to it. That's a good root beer. This root beer will change your life. Best root beer I've ever had. Bar none. Nothing's close to it. By far the best. It's delicious, it's full, it's creamy, it's rooty, has a little hint of maple syrup. It has 60 grams of sugar, so a lot of sugar. But other than that, I mean, this is really, really good. I don't know where you're able to find these, if you can find these or not. I found them at a local Kroger. So if you have Kroger around you, go pick one up, go try it. It's delicious, you're gonna wanna have it. I mean, far, far, far better than these. A&W is the only one that even stands a chance. The rest are, I mean, pretty bad compared to these two. This is the worst root beer I've ever had. If you ever see it, just throw it on the floor, crash it, smash it, let it explode, blow it up, prank your friends with it. It's awful. But these, I mean, Sprikers know what they're doing. These are amazing. These are really, really good. Especially this maple version. You gotta pick this up, you gotta try it. That's a good drink. There's nothing much else I can say than that's a good drink. So that kind of wraps up our review. This is by far the best root beer I've ever had. This root beer will change your life. You've got to taste it, got to try it. Let me know down below, what's your favorite root beer? What's the best root beer you've ever had? And let me know if there's anything else you want me to review. Maybe different fast food places, different drinks, different types of drinks, different types of food. I'd love to do some different reviews, kind of show you guys what I like, my taste, let you guys know what's the best in the world out there of different things. So hit me up in the comments, tell me what I should review. Don't miss out drinking bad root beer. Buy some Sprikers Maple. I'll be back next time with a vlog, another story time, another review. I don't know, we'll see. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, share the video with your friends, and I'll catch you next time.